obviously 2 days later, it happened again. I had to go in an ambulance because I felt really faint and all this type of stuff. And they took me in the ambulance and they were like, your blood pressure's quite high and your heart rate rhythm's fine, but it's quite fast. And that was when it all started. You know, that's when I had about a year's worth of like panicking all the time. Every time my heart went, I was thinking, I was having a heart attack. You know? I was thinking, my life's over.
Promise you.
Because I do just want to talk a little bit, go back to the weight loss. Because it is incredible, and I think we just skimmed over it. But at what point did you know? Because were you a bit chubby for your whole life then? No. So when did you put on weight?
Well, I was fine till I got to about maybe. Well, I was like in a good state when I was 17, and then when I got to about 18, 19, that was when I started putting on weight. Because
is that going out and stuff like that?
Yeah, going out and then eating so unhealthy, and obviously. I didn't get to too bad, but then when I got into darts as well, you know, that's long days and you're eating at night all the time and stuff like that, and you're drinking and all this type of stuff, it just doesn't add up well for you. And I think when I got to about 23, 24, you know, I was about 23 when I played in the World Championships with the purple shirt. Right. You look back on that photo now and you think, fucking hell, I was massive. I didn't realise it at the time. You don't see that version of yourself. And I see it now, but when I got to about 25, 26, I think was when I started to lose the weight, which was in COVID. I think that was one of the main reasons I lost the weight, to be honest, because when we was all locked down, I thought to myself, well, this is an easy way for me to put on even more weight, to be honest. And between them years of being 23 to 25, I'd gone on little diets here and there that were 6-8 weeks, and I'd put it back on, lose it, put it back on. And I thought to myself, you know, it's not about being on a diet. It's a lifestyle change that I need. Yeah. Because if you go on a diet, it kind of, you lose weight, you do it for 6 months, you lose weight and then you put it all back on. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So, you know, it thought to myself, it's a lifestyle change. It's something that has to stay forever. You know? And I didn't have a great relationship with food. You know, I probably used to binge eat quite a lot because, you know, I didn't really have any other enjoyment in my life, to be honest. I think that was the reason I had that bad experience with food. And, you know, I worked incredibly hard to lose it. I was using an exercise bike and just eating healthy. There was no fad diets or anything like that. Oh, really? No, it wasn't. That's the question I always get asked. Now, how did you lose the weight? What diet did you do? And all this time, I'm like, well, I kind of didn't do anything special. You know, I literally just exercise bike, eating healthy for like 6 months straight, and then I lost like 4 stone. Wow. Yeah. I know that sounds, I don't want to say it's easy, but it felt easy to me. Right. You know, it's very, very simple how to lose weight. And after that, you know, I lost a couple more. I think I lost 1 more stone. So I lost 5 stone in the end. Yeah. And I just tried to, you know, maintain it a bit. And I think I probably put on a stone in the last, say, 3 years, you know, because when you're in a relationship, you ain't got no one to impress. You ain't trying to like look your best, are you? So you kind of let it go a little bit. There you go, lucky lady. Yes, but yeah, you do. You kind of you're more comfortable, but yeah, I like to keep myself really healthy when I'm playing darts and stuff. And you know, the proudest thing about my journey is losing the weight, to be honest, because I don't think I'd have been the player I am now without doing it. Yeah, no, it's been incredible, mate, and. Just seeing the side-by-side photos. Like if you see them now, like people have done like videos of like a quick change from where I was to now, and it's a completely different person. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Well, does it make you a better player physically, or is it because you're healthier that you go into games with a better mindset? I think it's better physically and mentally. Right. Because can you imagine you're a bigger guy, you kind of get embarrassed in moments sometimes maybe, or you kind of feel like people are staring at you. All these type of things go through your mind. It makes you feel unconfident. Yeah. When you walk up on the stage and you feel like you're in a normal shape, you kind of feel confident up there. No one's going to be staring at you because you're a big guy or anything like this. So it gives you that added extra era of confidence, and I feel like that is what I needed for my game. I didn't want to walk up on the stage trying to like pull my top out all the time to make sure it wasn't sticking to me. Yeah. You know, all these type of things. I'm up there and I'm just focused on playing darts. I think that was a small part of my, you know, rise to fame in darts. But yeah, just that and all the hard work I've put in over the years from practicing, I think combined them both together, and it's made me the player I am right now.
No, you're definitely a worthy champ because you've not just put in the hours on the board, but away from it, making yourself a better person as well, mate. We'll just quickly touch on it because I know we've kept you for way too long, but like, you had an anxiety attack on stage as well, didn't you? Can you talk to us a bit about that? Because we've both suffered from it. I know you definitely have, haven't you, in the past, suffered from anxiety and stuff. So can you talk to us a bit about how that felt? Because there's one thing being at home and everyone deals with their stuff in different ways, but in front of thousands of people on stage.
Yeah. Well, for me, first of all, I got anxiety, and the first time it happened to me, I was in a darts exhibition just before I was a professional, and I was just playing in it and everything was fine. I'd play Phil Taylor. I beat him that night.
Wow.
One of my first ever exhibitions. I went to, maybe I was a bit nervous in the game. I never had these sort of anxious feelings before. And I went to the hotel, woke up through the night 3 hours later, like with my heartbeat racing. It was racing really fast. And I'd never ever like touched my chest or heart before in my life. Mm-hmm. And I touched it and it felt out of rhythm. It didn't feel right. And it kind of put me in this panic. I couldn't sleep through the night then. And then obviously 2 days later, it happened again. I had to go in an ambulance because I felt really faint and all this type of stuff. And they took me in the ambulance and they were like, your blood pressure's quite high and your heart rate rhythm's fine, but it's quite fast. And that was when it all started. That's when I had about a year's worth of like panicking all the time. Every time my heart went, I was thinking, I was having a heart attack. I was thinking, my life's over. That's what, and it sort of went into a massive spiral, but it never happened in darts. And then it creeped into darts. I was getting on the stage and I got into a winning moment against James Wade. It was, I think I was 5-2 up against him. And then all of a sudden, the amount of anxiety and panic that came over me was just insane. I just couldn't wait to get off the stage. And I was still managing to hit trebles and still playing well. But in that moment, I just wanted to walk off. But obviously, my pride's intact. I don't want to just walk off the stage and all the fans be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And he ended up beating me 6-5. And I remember getting off the stage and I broke down in tears. I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is just going to affect my career. And I wanted to give up darts then. I thought, I could never be a top pro with this going on. And that was one of the most awful situations I ever found myself in. And, then I went and seen someone like CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy.
Yeah.
We talked about where the root of it come from and where did it maybe arise from. And it probably would have come from the years of me being overweight maybe, and that had an effect on my confidence levels, and that's why I used to feel anxious. And I think I was overweight in them moments, so this was where it was all stemming from, I think. And it's still something that stays with me now. But
do you still suffer from them?
I do, but not in a bad way. I don't ever have these moments where I go into a complete panic mode. You
learn how to control it. And
like the most of the times it happens, like when you have alcohol and then the day after, you kind of feel a bit panicky, a bit anxious because
feel a bit on edge.
Yeah, I think it's like the come down of it.
Yeah,
and I think that's where the worst trigger for me happens.
Right.
But I think every person in life has anxiety and can feel panic, so. But some people just have it a lot worse than others, I think.
Yeah.
And there was a massive stigma around it like 10 years ago. Oh, come on, grow up, you're okay. But now I think it's more accepted, and I feel like there's so many more important people in the world that come out about it, which is really important. It makes everyone feel normal, that it's a normal thing that happens to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if the world number one, if the world champions suffering with stuff like that, then you're completely normal and fine to be suffering with it as well.
You get put in so many anxious situations in life. Like last night, I didn't feel anxious or panicky, but going back into that room as the world champ is an anxious moment, and I managed to deal with it better now. I know that I can keep myself calm, but that them moments can happen to anybody. It can happen at any time in your life. But the one thing I noticed that once you get that anxiety and stuff, that it kind of does stay with you, but you know how to manage it.